I'm going to review the forecast and things I talked about for the week. I would have to say that the best forecast was what I prepared you for last week at this time to get ready to buy silver a little bit under 32, and 31.80 was a number I had and was pretty spot on. So that was really the biggest call, over $2 in a week in silver. So that was a pretty good call, and also talked about buying yen again last week. Tried it a few times. This time finally got to the initial objective from 47 to 49. So let's go with the whole scenario from what I see now going forward into this week. Yesterday I told you I bought Aussie and did it at 72. So you have a 40 pip lead, posted it in the room. Here's the formation that it's in. It's a nice little triangle, threatening a breakout right now. If we get through this, this could be like your flagpole, and let's break it down to call it 62 to 360. So 160 over this line is going to take it to 480, which is going to take the stops out over this high. Still like Aussie. This to me looks like, a two and ready to resume the trend. Okay, so let's talk about the yen. So we had this wedge. We were trading this wedge all last week, and this week was the week it finally turned with the RSI at 35. See, so you had to be patient and persistent. Another P. Here's two more P's to add on to the three P's. A probe, have your stop in, take partials, and then protect the remainder. You also need patience, and you have to, look to pull the trigger when it gets to your level. So a couple other P's to add to it. I still think there's a shot for 51. The reason is that wedges can retrace 100%. If you're long, you could risk this low. This may just be a B, and now we're going to have a C wave to the upside. Okay, so here's the silver chart, and this is what I prepped you guys for last week. We were trading here. I said, look for some type of pullback. The breakout was 32. I even talked about silver shares down here, but the silver bullion buy, I prepped you for it Friday. And was this Friday? It's a date on that. Oh, that was Monday. So here we were. All right, Friday, we're trading at 32, 33. So I still needed a, 30 to 50 cent break to get my area. And there it is. So you're talking about $2 right now. Keep in mind that even if there are corrections, I don't think it completes. I've shown this weekly chart quite a few times now until we get back above these highs for a third drive coming in around 36 or so. We're on our way to complete that. And let's move over to yield. So the 10-year knocked on the door of 433 again. Not a bad week considering how much risk off there's been, where yields are still up on the week with two good inflation numbers. They're definitely trying to keep a lid on this. But breaking over here, I talked about the potential of, if we break out there, of at least having a right shoulder that could take us up to this 450, 460. Here's 450. Here's a moving average at 450 for a right shoulder. And you really can't rule out even new highs if we break out, but it has to one step at a time. And closing over 434, it's knocked on the door a couple of times. They're either going to turn it down hard or it's going to turn up. Okay, I know that sounds simplistic, but that's the way it is right here. I think you could go with a breakout and probably go with a breakdown back under 412. We're going a lot lower too. We'll go to 4% and probably, a lot lower. So this is really the key to rates right now. What makes me think that rates could do something, and here's bonds. So bonds with all this risk off, they don't look that good either, do they? Okay, so that was a day yesterday when the market was selling off. We had a little bid in the bond market, and the bulls would say this is ABC, but I think if I'm right about what's going to happen in equities over the next couple of weeks, I still think we could achieve this downside target. So let's get to the S&Ps. Did anyone look up last night at the sky and the eclipse? Because I've seen turning points before on lunar eclipses, and it looks like we had a nice little divergence here on the 4 hour. So, you can never rule out another retest. If you don't know if this is 1, 2, 3 or this is 1, 2, and there'll be one more. But now I think we have to look at fibs and the kind of retraces that we could get. WDGAN would sell a 50% retracement, which comes in around 58.29. I know a lot of technicians who are saying this is such a brutal bear market, we shouldn't expect more than 38% to show how weak it is. But if we start getting through 57, okay, and the low is 55, let's use round numbers, 200 above 57 takes you coincidentally up to 59. And look, that's where the trend line broke, the long-term trend line. That's 61.8 there. 59.90. And this was a big breakdown area too, 920. I could show it to you in a minute, but you also have moving averages coming in there too. Anyway, I'm expecting this rally. I called it yesterday on Twitter. I said it's starting on this candle. So I think we're going to have a decent bear market rally is the way I'm treating it. And we'll see. Maybe it has a few weeks in it. I was thinking about a low on the lunar eclipse, a high on the solar eclipse, which is near the end of the month. We also have the change of seasons that Gann paid a lot of attention to with the vernal equinox coming. So I just wanted to feature that. I said yesterday to sell uh, crude, and it came off. I'm still looking for lower numbers, still looking for 62. That may not be that far away. And I think that covers everything that I'm paying attention to. And I just have one question I want you guys to answer. Did I have to be right about the yen and the bonds if I was just right about silver? All it takes is one. Go with your highest conviction trades. You don't have to be right in 5 different markets. All it takes is one. And this trade probably made up for some other mistakes that may have been made. And just to show you how explosive this time around it was in the silver stocks, check out SILJ, which I showed you down here, the third drive. And then here was the pullback. This was Wednesday. Look at this move. Here's AG. It was here Tuesday. Same when silver was. Look at this move. You talk about 20%. Look at this. More than that's about 30%. And then this one had great earnings too and really exploded. See this Endeavor. So, you could still probably buy a break in these miners. Um, GDX at new highs. I think it might be, let's see if it's diverging here. Because gold actually is on a daily. So we'll just see how this, yeah. So not as strong as gold. So we'll see what happens. I still think there's more left, uh, probably another wave, but there is divergence there. Let's look at the daily. The miners have underperformed the whole way out, all the way up. But let's see if, this could possibly, yeah, look at that glaring divergence. So you have the same type of glaring divergence on the gold as well. You don't have it on the 4 hour like you do in GDX. See, but on the daily, pretty significant divergence at this new high on the daily. Taking a while to load. All right. See, here it is. So, that's the first divergence, right? Because these were confirmed highs. We're not confirming here. So you're getting your first warning signs here in gold. All right. So it's coming off pretty good as well. And the S&Ps are firming up as well. So I think that the narrative we worked with and the trades that we took this week all look pretty good. And if I'm right about a sharp correction in equities, my preferred shorts are going to be the financials. I want to short Jamie Dimon, okay, because his stock looks like, and I guess he was just lucky that he sold the top in JP Morgan, okay, because that's when, they said it was just an automatic sell distribution, but this is where it happened right up here. So, you know, now we're going to hold. You got to sell this rip. If we get a nice bear market rally to the mid 250 to mid 250s, I think we're going to 160. So, I plan to be patient and let this thing run out. I think there's at least a 2 week recovery. So those are my calls. The next one's yours. Let me know if you're able to take advantage of any of these things, what your ideas might be for next week, and do your work over the weekend. And should have had a decent week if you know, probed and then took partials. You probably took partials in silver, probably at break-even stops. You should. You should have profit stops in on silver now. So silver, what a great color, right? So as you can tell, there's a little silver on the top of this head. And everyone have a great weekend. Don't forget, don't just count your pips. Don't just count what you're stacking with silver. Count your blessings.